I can hear you fine.
Had to when my computer broke.
It's my show now.
Yeah, it's your show now. Fuck me. The fantabulous start.
I feel like
Well,
this
now
is
you
very
can hear me.
professional.
Yeah, it's very professional. Oh my god. So pro. Like holy shit. That went so well. So, yeah, everybody just heard Justin introduce himself without hearing me shout him out on Twitch and all that shit cuz my quick backstory. This is off to a smooth start, as smooth a start as you could expect for anything that Valiant 13 is doing at all. My computer just about died right before we started the stream. Like, my monitors both went black, and I had no idea what was going on. I had to unplug it. It turns out when I took it, I took the side panel off. The side panel is actually still off. It looks like my power supply came loose from the motherboard, which
What?
that's yeah, I don't fucking know how, but the cord like popped out of there a little bit. I just felt it click back into place when I pushed on it. I was like, "Oh, that's
That's
probably
fine.
what it was." It still scared the fuck out of me, but yeah, it's fine. And we will be having another co-host join us soon. Ian's putting his little kid to bed. If you guys don't remember Ian, just think of the big ginger, aka Red Wonder Bread. He was a mod here for a little bit, but he hasn't used his Twitch account forever. So yeah, you want to stroke on Justin's beard. Trust me, I've done it. It's the best.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been at it a while.
He's been at it a while. I actually just cleaned up all this today. It was getting a little like I was getting a chin strap over here, and over here it was growing in, but it was growing in thin and blonde, and here it was thick and red, so it looked patchy. I was like, I can't.
I
Finally,
hear you.
finally
You don't
threw in
want
the
to be red.
towel. No, no, I didn't want to be red. Not today. All right, so I actually have to copy and paste the topics that I wrote up because everything fucking died and I didn't save it.
That's okay.
So
At least one of us is prepared.
one of us is prepared. It should be me, but it's not. I'm gonna shoot Ian a message quick.
Yeah,
See if
he's very late now.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the first episode. We knew it was gonna be a shit show.
Nobody told me.
Insert possible solutions. Or is this a think tank? I have
Definitely not.
definitely not. We don't think much. What's that in there? Holy shit. All right, well, Justin, why don't we start? How did you get into gaming? I know how I got into it, and I'll go over
Yeah,
that for a
yeah.
bit too. But
So I guess how I got into gaming was through my dad, because he was really into technology and video games and stuff. So growing up, I had like all the systems. So he kind of started me off with the Atari. We worked our way up over the years as new systems came out, and we had every Nintendo system that came out up through like the GameCube, I think. And it was really cool. We'd play like Mario Kart together, and it was kind of something that the whole family did. Like even my mom would play, and we'd have like my friends from the neighborhood come over and do like multiplayer matches of like we'd play Gauntlet, all kinds of stuff.
I remember playing Gauntlet at was it your house or Ian's house? We had a bunch of
Who's to
people
say?
over there, and we were playing Gauntlet one time. I remember playing Soul Calibur up at the when you were living up at the lake.
Yeah, yeah,
That was fun times. It was you,
yeah.
me, and Lee,
No,
and a bunch of people on the GameCube.
I remember that. I remember. I think it was Soul Calibur 2 that we played a ton, and I remember being super bad at that game
I just
because I just
remember
didn't understand it.
I just remember I played a lot of that on PlayStation, and people were getting pissed at me because I know how to kind of meta as Nightmare. Like I
Yeah,
knew at the time, I knew I couldn't do it now probably if I were to go back and play Soul Calibur again. But like I was good, and Lee didn't like it. I just
yeah.
remember
There's
that
definitely
there was some
some games.
saltiness. Yep,
Some games that I was like, I do not want to play this game with this person.
yeah, it was a good time though. It was a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, so I guess yeah, growing up it was always trying to get friends to come over to my house to play video games with me.
Oh, you know what I remember most vividly about you and me gaming? I remember when you came over to my house to play Doom in middle
Oh, I
school.
remember that. Yeah.
When we were playing Doom 2, we in
Yeah.
like 10 years after it came out. On two,
Retro.
yeah, I was in my room on my computer. You were, I think, downstairs on my mom's computer,
Yeah.
and we were playing it that way. And my mom was like, well, why aren't you hanging out with your friend?" I'm like, "We're playing, Mom. Well, you guys
You
aren't
just don't
talking." I'm like,
understand.
"We're typing to each other, Mom. It's the same. It's the
We're
same thing.
typing,
We got
we're
this."
shooting each other. This is how we
Yeah.
live.
And then afterwards, we went on a hike anyway. So I mean, what did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
all
was good
good.
times. So what does everybody think about the channel graphics for this? I literally just did this today. Thumbs down. Ah, damn. Damn, son. Shots fired.
Purple's okay.
I'm gonna do shirts and put it in the store. Ian actually picked purple. I was gonna do like orange and like something else because I know Ian likes orange and like
Obviously, because of his hair.
yeah, he shot that down and was like, "Hey, do purple and I think on the banners I have on my website and stuff I have purple and yellow." And I was like, "All right, well I'll do purple and white because Twitch." So.
Yeah, instead of Vikings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good times.
Our Life in Pixels. Where did you come up with that, Tim?
Actually, Ian came up with it.
Oh.
Yeah, we were just going over potential names for it, and he was like giving me a bunch of like super sarcastic names, and he
Naturally.
got to send her the text better. I do indeed. It's a work in progress. It's definitely a whip. But, like he was like throwing out a bunch of like bullshit funny names and stuff, and then he threw out Game Wrecked, like as a play off of Shipwreck, and I like that.
Oh,
I liked that, and then the very next thing he put was Our Life in Pixels. I'm like, I really dig that.
that sounds very nice.
Yeah, jumped all over that. I'm like, that's it. That's what we're going with.
Yep. Grab that hashtag, get that Twitter account.
Yeah, immediately threw the Twitter account up. I made a SoundCloud for it. That's where the podcast format will actually go, and for now anyway,
Yeah.
until I figure out how to put it somewhere else, and it'll be cool. I have it embedded on the website too, so hopefully I can actually like get traffic there, so people will go where I have all this shit integrated. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
So Tim, how did you get into gaming? I don't actually really know.
Oh my damn. My dad bought a Sega Genesis when I was like 2. So that was my first gaming system, and I never looked back. Never. Like it was constantly. I would play against my dad. Even I remember growing up, I would play against my dad all the time in NHL 1993. Since 1997,
Good year.
my dad has not beat me.
Oh man.
He would always be like,
God.
"I'm taking it easy on you." I'm like, "The fuck you are, 7-year-old me." Like, I would always play as I would play as the Pittsburgh Penguins, not because I knew who the Pittsburgh Penguins were when I was 7 years old, but because they had the same colors. Like you remember, my family, we used to always go to hockey games. We would go to
Yeah.
the UMD games, and we would have a lot of fun there. And I picked the Pittsburgh Penguins because their colors were black and gold, so it was the closest I could get to maroon and gold.
Oh my God. Such a dork.
Yeah,
Still spirit.
they were my favorite hockey team in the NHL as I got older too, because we didn't have the North Stars, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Chaoticism says arcades for me. I predate consoles. There you go. There you
Ooh.
go. And we used to go to
Impressive.
the arcade quite a bit with my family. We would go to my family would go to the casino, and me and my brother would go to the arcade, and that was good times. Or we would go if we went down to Grand Casino. Justin, did you ever go to Grand with your family or anything like that?
No, my only arcade experience was probably going to Black Bear or that Aladdin's Palace that they had in the mall or whatever.
Oh, I forgot about Aladdin's Palace. That was a good place.
Yeah, they had their little tokens that you'd actually have to buy.
Yeah, my grandpa brought me there he would go to lunch and he'd bring me there. I forgot about that. But
Mhm.
like we would go down to the casino and they had like this little play area for kids, and they would drop me and my brother off, and me and my brother, we would just go straight for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, and we did that the entire time. My parents would be in the casino for like for like 4 hours or something. Me and my brother would just be playing video games and running around with the other kids, and it was fun.
See, that's how it should be.
I agree. Definitely. Let's see. They've got like these freaking points written up just to keep me going.
Yeah, we got plenty of room to elaborate.
Oh, hell yeah. You know what? What was your favorite game growing up, Justin?
Growing up, my favorite game.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, what do you mean by growing up?
When you were okay, well, let me phrase it this way: when you were a kid, like a little kid, like up until the age of 10, what was your favorite game then versus your favorite game now, and how do you think 10-year-old you would think about the game now that you
Hmm.
prefer? My did Skype just die? Is the stream alive? Um, did oh we're back? What happened?
Hello? Hello?
What the hell just happened?
Something horrible.
I don't think it.
I,
I don't think anything happened to the stream.
yeah, I don't know. Quality call information is perhaps getting fucked up.
It could be.
Oh, our
Yeah.
connection's
Okay.
slow.
I thought it was. I thought it was. Yeah, you died. I thought it was my end that died. I thought something horrible was happening here. It was. I don't know.
It's just me. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm just ruining it. Yeah, I don't know. My internet's been acting a little funky lately.
We all
Where
can
were we?
relate. We were talking about your favorite game when you
Old
were 10 and how it
games.
compares to your favorite game now.
Yeah, I don't know if it was really when I was 10, but I was enamored by Pokemon Snap when that came out. Um,
Okay.
oh, you know what? Not even that. Hey You Pikachu, that's the one that got me.
Oh my
That
god.
game blew my mind. The fact that it had this weird microphone attachment. And it was something that, I'd like rent video games from Videovision all the time. My mom would rent them for me. And it was like an extra charge because of the stupid microphone or whatever, but it was so cool being able to interact directly with a game like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of broke a lot of conventions of the time. Even though the game itself, there was like nothing to it. You're just interacting with Pikachu.
Yeah, there's still not a lot of games that use the microphone as like the Kinect. You know, obviously tried to expand on that, and PlayStation Move kind of did it a little bit, but it seems like there's not a ton of games even nowadays that really capitalize on the ability of a microphone to interact with software, which
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
almost like the coolest thing ever for me with a microphone and software was Skyrim with the Kinect.
Oh,
You,
the
you could
shouts.
you could Fusroda motherfuckers off hills all day long. It was fantastic, and you could
Yeah.
actually say it. It was so cool.
Yeah, it seems like for the most part the microphone's just used for multiplayer things like there's that game where you're one person's disarming the bomb and the other person has like the instructions and they have to explain what to do. Like that's a really clever use.
Keep talking and nobody explodes.
Yep.
Yeah, that game looks like a lot of fun. I haven't actually played it at all yet. I don't think I own it. It looks
Yeah,
really
me
fun
neither.
though.
Yeah, it looks great.
And what's your favorite game now, and how do you think those two would compare and contrast?
Um, Favorite game now.
It doesn't have to be like
Right
all time
now.
now, just like right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
I think right now my favorite game is probably Final Fantasy 15. I'm getting really into that right now. And compared to Pokemon, or Hey You Pikachu, as it were, it's definitely a very different game,
I can
obviously.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess as I got older, I got more interested in like the narratives and like character-driven stories more than just like novel concepts like making a noise and seeing something react to what I was doing.
Oh, for sure. Dude, that's oh, it's crazy to think about. Like I don't think my favorite games have changed all that much.
What do you got?
I think when I was 10, my favorite game was Star Wars Dark Forces 2 because
Oh,
I was that kid. I was that little squeaker in MSN Gaming Zone who I had like 5 different screen name accounts, so I would go in there and I would have like I was in a couple of different clans. I played in like tournaments in my clans and won a few of them against like dudes that were like in their 20s that were just Star Wars nerds. I was that kid and
super
I had
competitive little Tim.
oh, it was so fun. And I think obviously the games are vastly different, but my favorite game right now is probably still Arma 3 Battle Royale.
Yeah.
And the games themselves vastly differ, but there's still that competitive nature to it because there's the leaderboards and there's, you know, it's a last man standing type deal. So I think that's probably my favorite now. Although my favorite game this year, actually, I rented it and I actually just got it as a birthday present from my wife, Dishonored 2, and it just won a Game of the Year award.
Nice.
So I have the limited edition of it, so I'm gonna install that pretty soon here, and that also gets me the definitive edition of the original Dishonored on Xbox One, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good deal for. I mean, I assume you not played the first one?
I have played the first one. I
Okay.
played it. I have it on PC. I played it as soon as it came out because I'm a Bethesda. I'm a huge Bethesda nerd,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, Andrea was interested in Dishonored, so I ended up picking it up on Steam. But like our computers are all the way upstairs and it's a hassle, so I was like, we'll just get the Steam link and play it on the TV downstairs. But I'm just a complete idiot and can't figure out why. But every time I play after like an hour, Steam Link just dies.
I was gonna ask you about that as soon as you brought it up because I have been thinking about picking up a Steam Link. I think the concept is really cool, and it kind of lets you do the whole Steam box thing without
Yeah.
buying a $500 Steam box or whatever, or up to 2,000 because those are crazy.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, so far I haven't tried to play a lot of games with it. But it's hardwired. I wouldn't try using it on Wi-Fi because it's super choppy playing anything that's not turn-based. But the other games that I played, I haven't had weird issues. So I mean, it's pretty nice for what it
Okay.
is.
so if you had to like review it, you would say it's passable, but it's not as good as it could
Yeah,
be.
I'd say 3 out of 5.
Okay, so it kind of seems like that's kind of what they were aiming for. They were like, oh, we don't want to give anybody a reason to not buy a Steam box, but we wanted them to be able to do this still. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chaoticism. Appreciate it. And Overwatch and Witcher 3 are also fantastic games. So like those are definitely autocorrect hates you. I understand that, man. Autocorrect hates everyone. Autocorrect, man.
Overwatch. I think we need to talk about that a lot.
We do need to talk about Overwatch. I actually haven't played Overwatch since about middle of September. I missed the
I
Halloween
know.
updates and
I know.
everyone knows. Everyone's always trying to get me to play it. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't right now. It
Too
looks
busy
so
for
good.
Overwatch.
It looks so good. And with Sombra not there now, that's actually a character I was super excited about. And I watched a ton of like the there's a lot of YouTube videos that were trying to piece together all the clues about who is Sombra,
Oh, sure.
what is
Yeah,
Sombra.
leading up to her reveal.
Yeah, and I totally missed all of it. I really, really did.
You missed out, man.
Now-
You gotta get in there.
Yeah, I do. I really do. It's just so hard because like there's so many games. There's so many games.
know.
I need to go through and like just play every game in my Steam library because it's like
Right.
let's you're gonna be able to see this. The stream won't, but just it's
Take a look at all your
It's
games you
a
got.
crazy number.
353.
Yeah,
That's up there, man.
that's up there, and I haven't even played a good chunk of them.
Yeah.
Like there's so many of them that I haven't even tried yet. So I almost feel like I need to do like a series where I go through,
Just try to beat all these games.
not even try and beat them, but maybe even like just do like 10 minutes of each of them and give them
At
them
least
like
play them.
a quick and like record it and give it like a quick, this is my first 10 minutes of the game
First 10.
review.
Aliens
And just
versus
see,
Soldiers.
yeah, and just see if they're worth playing or if I wasted my money on every single one of them.
Maybe it's better if you don't find that out.
I'm curious though. I really am.
Yeah, it's easy to rack up games though, Like you see something and you're like, oh, that looks cool. Oh, that's pretty cheap. I'll pick it up. But I got 15
Especially
other games to play.
in Steam sales.
Hmm.
Oh my god, those things are killer.
Yeah. It's kind of nice that they toned the sales down recently.
I
don't
agree.
feel as it's not as exciting, and that's kind of a good thing.
Well, see, I agree and I disagree at the same time because I always want more sales because I want to get the games I want at less than full price.
Yeah.
But the problem with the sales is I buy games I didn't want until I saw they were on sale and go, "Oh, that's a good deal."
I know.
Had zero fucking interest in it before, but here we
Now that
are.
It's really cheap.
Yeah, Chaoticism. I do intend to get a joystick. Maybe even that one, the HOTAS for Elite Dangerous. And thank you so much for that. Chaoticism actually on my birthday donated or gifted on Steam but like donated to the stream is how I think of it. A copy of Elite Dangerous, and that's a
Nice.
game that I've been interested in a long time, but I never could bring myself to buy. And
Yeah.
now I have no reason not to play it. So,
There you go. Yeah, I have that one too. I haven't really put any time into it yet, but it seems cool.
do you have a joystick? Because I've heard it's
No.
not as good without a joystick.
It definitely feels weird playing with a mouse and keyboard, trying to fly like that.
Yeah, I can see how it would. I still haven't heard anything from Ian.
He's probably dead. It's
He
fine.
died. Yeah, I think his wife murdered him for going to see Star Wars without her.
Oh my god, every movie he does that.
Well, this time he went
At
with
least it was for
work, so
work,
like
yeah.
it was kind of,
No.
Okay, sounds good, Chaoticism. Thanks for hanging out, dude. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming to check out the podcast. It's a work in progress. It's kind of a hot mess at the moment, but we're
The Noobcast.
the Noobcast. Yeah, I'm gonna keep at it, and we're gonna iron this thing out, and it will be. Hopefully, it'll be a weekly thing. That's the plan.
Make our life in pixels great again. Come on.
Yeah, right. Make Twitch great again. Let's go. But
What's next on the docket?
let's see. What's your game of 2016? If you had to nominate a game, if you were to be the decider for who gets game of the year, I think I know the answer for you, but I want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Overwatch. I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna say Overwatch on that because it's so fun, and they're doing such a good job of adding new content and listening to player feedback that I just love it.
They
I feel
d-
like I'm part of that community, you know?
I agree. Like in terms of competitive shooters, they definitely have done probably the best job of listening to player feedback and making in-game adjustments, nerfing characters, giving characters buffs.
Yeah,
Um,
and I don't feel like they've really gone too far with their patches either. Like no single character has ever in reality been like way too powerful or breaking the game in any way.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I was gonna go contrarian and do something else entirely, but I think I do have to go with Overwatch as well. Even though it's not my most played game this year, it's definitely one of the games that I certainly enjoyed it more than most games I've played this year.
Yeah.
And it's not even really close. It's kind of miles ahead of a lot of its competition in a lot of ways.
Yeah, the only other game I was thinking about was probably Dark Souls 3 because I put a lot of time into that and I've been really enjoying it as well. But while I've really been enjoying it, I don't feel the same kind of sense of wonder that I felt playing the first game and even the second game. Now I feel like it's a little bit rote.
Yeah, I can see that. I bought it. I pre-ordered it. I don't pre-order games very often, but I did that with Dark Souls 1, I did it with Dark Souls 2, and I did it with Dark Souls 3. And
Tradition.
I didn't have any regrets doing it for any of them. But for me, the game kind of became tainted because you remember back in around the time it came out, I was having my issues with my computer where I would play a game for 5 minutes and it would reboot. So I would literally get messages on Steam like, "Hey, why do you keep going offline? Is your internet okay?" I'm like,
Yep.
no, it's not my internet. It's my whole computer is rebooting. And it was because my power supply was dying on me.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it's like I got so frustrated trying to play Dark Souls 3, and especially because I was reading online when I was Googling the problem, I was finding people saying that they were having a similar issue specifically with Dark Souls, where they were getting
Oh,
hard hangs, black screens, blue screens, and had to reset their computer entirely. And I was like, is that what's happening? So I got like
Right.
salty at the game, but it wasn't even the
Dude.
game's fault. And I have never gone back and played it yet. And I was enjoying it when I was playing it. I just wasn't getting to play it, and I don't
if there's
know.
one game to feel salty at, that's the one.
I suppose it is. That's kind of Dark Souls' thing.
I always think of the Diva spray in Overwatch. That's just a fucking can of salt. So
Oh my
good.
god, that is really good.
Did you see the you probably have no idea, the Dark Souls DLC that came out? It's all like Scandinavian mythology.
It
It's
is.
all like Vikings and shit. It's awesome.
That might be the way to get me back into it.
You know, you're gonna have to pick that up. Me and Luke have been playing through that.
And how is it?
It's great, man. It's super good. It's an excellent DLC. Definitely worth the money.
You know what I didn't get far enough into the game to really find an answer to this, but like with Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1 there was PvP, but it wasn't a central part of the game. Dark Souls 2 there was literally like almost a competitive community of people doing PvP intentionally. Is that has that carried over into the third game, or did that kind of fall
Yeah.
off? Because I didn't really see that as a thing in Bloodborne at all.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge community that just plays to PvP. I follow this YouTuber, Sunlight Blade, and he does these videos all the time, like top 10 sneaky kills or whatever.
Okay.
And they're kind of like they're people who do these fight clubs where you get some or you invade the world of the host or whatever, and the host will just chill there so that people can get into this one world and just have like one-on-one duels and duke it out over and over.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's cool to see. I'd heard of this and then I got invaded or no, I invaded someone else and realized, oh, this must be one of those fight clubs I heard about. And sure enough, these players were just like sitting there watching these two people fight to the death, and I jumped in and played a few rounds and got my ass kicked, and it was a good time.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, I did they kind of? Oh, that's Ian right there.
Ooh.
Oh, he is out this week, so it's just you
Oh.
and me. He's out. He's
Alright.
out. He says he's having
knew.
issues with his Skype. So
His life.
yeah, with his life. So we'll figure that out. That's not a big deal.
We'll get him next time.
Yeah, it's all good in the hood. Yeah, like in Dark Souls 2, though, there were the big areas, like the one I'm thinking of in specific is like the Bell Tower, as like an area specifically for PvP. Did they kind of do the same thing in Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, there is an area, I forget the name of it now, but there's an area specifically where other players join a certain covenant and they get summoned in. There are actually two. I think Farron's Keep is one of them,
Okay.
where the watchdogs exist and will appear in your world to hunt you down. But then also this other horrible place right past the main Fight Club zone. There are like a bunch of like horrible NPCs you have to fight, and then just tons of invaders constantly.
Okay.
So like if you're embered up, you're gonna have a bad time.
All right. You know what I'm curious about? I'm curious if if they're going to keep going on with the Souls series, or if it's going to kind of because
Yeah, I feel like there's how much more can you do, you know?
yeah, like how much more can you make a game that's so difficult that people rage out at it, but then there's the people that love the series to death, but like are they
You know-
going to literally grind the community into dust before it falls off?
Right. I think the difficulty thing is actually kind of a misconception though. Like the game is not necessarily difficult as it is like kind of unforgiving. But I always think of like those old games where like you start the level 1, and you run through it, and oh, you make it all the way to the end, but then you die, and you got to start the whole level over again. That's like the same core gameplay mechanic of Dark Souls. You just got to kind of like figure out the mechanics of the level,
Yeah,
and
if you can
then
plan
learn
it
from
out,
it.
Yeah, that's true.
But as far as more Dark Souls, it's kind of like an open enough world that they could just keep pumping stuff into it. But I think that mechanically, the well is kind of drying up.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way because I mean, when you go all the way back to Demon Souls, they've done 5 games with Bloodborne and then Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dark
Yeah.
Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3. That's I don't know how many more games of that ilk they're gonna keep pumping out.
Yeah, what I want to see is definitely From Software did like an old game. I forget what it's called, but it was basically like an old Souls game, but it was all in first-person perspective. I would
That would
love
be
to see them
amazing.
do a first-person perspective Souls game and see how they could do that differently.
There's a mod for DS1.
Yeah,
There's a mod that makes it first person. It's really broken. It doesn't work
I saw
very
that.
well.
I
But,
watched a little YouTube video of that, and it was pretty awesome to
Yeah,
watch.
it was definitely intense.
hmm Yeah, I absolutely love first-person games, man. Like, if that was like, what is your favorite kind of game? That would be my first answer. First-person anything, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
That's the only way I play ESO now. I just like, well, not the only way. I'll like go back and forth, but that's my preferred way to play it because playing Elder Scrolls Online first person makes it feel less like an MMO and more like an Elder Scrolls game. Even though you still have
Right.
the hotkey abilities, makes it feel more like it fits into that
More
world.
immersive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that. I think there was a beta weekend or something I jumped in, and it did feel like they did a pretty good job of capturing that Elder Scrolls-ness. But then, like, all the MMO aspects of, like, everyone running to the same NPC were just like, ugh.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
see,
so clearly a shared world.
But we played Guild Wars, and that didn't bug you at all in Guild Wars.
Yeah.
So it kind of.
I know. I have higher standards for Elder Scrolls when it
I-
comes to stuff like that.
That's how I felt about it when I was watching stuff about it at the beginning. But after actually playing it, I was a lot more forgiving with it. And I actually just bought it recently. I bought the gold edition, so I get all the DLC and stuff. And
Nice.
I enjoy it quite a bit. They just did a free to play weekend like 3 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and that's when I picked it up.
Yeah, I feel like they do a good job of rewarding exploration in the game,
Oh, they definitely do. I think.
which I always appreciate because I feel like that kind of gets snubbed a lot in games.
Let's see.
What else do you want to talk about, Tim?
You know what I want to talk about? That's not actually on the bullet points that I have typed out. I wanna talk
Obviously
about
not.
the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
I've watched a little bit of the like just the stuff that's out there for it, and
There's not a lot out there yet.
no, there's not. But like, do we think it's gonna work as well as the commercials and essentially Nintendo propaganda are promising?
Right. I think that it's going to be fine as a console. I'm dubious about the battery life and whether it's going to be able to if anyone's going to even bother to like take it out of that dock, you
The
know?
handheld aspect, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that that's not gonna work as well as they think it's gonna work.
Yeah.
And
Um
for me, I've been out on Nintendo for so long. Like when Wii came out, my family picked up a Wii. And I was like, that's it. They don't have
right.
person support for this game, this game, this game, this game, and this game. Like they had some that were
Yeah, like
but
there were a few,
weren't-
they had like a Call of Duty game on there and it
Yeah,
was not good.
but it was so bad. Like the ones that they did were so bad, and that was the point. So it was way back when we were in high school. That was the point that I checked out of Nintendo, and I'm
Yeah.
curious if the Switch was gonna like when I saw it. I started wondering if this was going to be enough to draw me back in, but I'm not sure that it is.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's not going to be able to compete with hardware. It's definitely going to be a software-driven console. And I was really excited when they announced that, Breath of the Wild and the Switch were coming out around the same time. I thought, okay, Zelda launch title, that will give you your install base like
Yeah.
lickety split. But
it's
now
not
it
on
sounds
the
like it's not
Switch.
going to be. It's going to be on the Switch, but
Is
I don't
it?
know if it's going to be a launch title, and that's
Oh.
kind of worrisome.
Well, it's
like
gonna, isn't it going
they
to
need a-
launch with the other? It's going to launch with the Wii U, isn't it?
The Wii
Like-
U.
Like it'll come out on Wii U, won't it?
Yeah, it's coming out on the Wii U and the Switch. Yeah.
But it's going to come out on Wii U before it comes out on Switch, or are they going to delay the Wii U release?
I don't know.
Oh, that seems
I think it's-
interesting.
The game is scheduled for March, I think, and that's like the Switch release.
Is it?
Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not sure.
No, I think you're
But
right.
yeah, they need that. They need strong first-party launch titles. That's why the Wii U. One of the reasons the Wii U did no good at all.
Yeah, see, I don't think it'll be enough for me to go back to Nintendo. I really don't. And that's saying something as somebody who has fond memories of Nintendo from when I was a kid. To me, that's what they are. They're a nostalgia company for me. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, the Wii U had some pretty stellar games, but not a lot of them.
Mhm.
Like, I really enjoyed Hyrule Warriors. That was super fun. Smash Bros. Wii U.
You know what?
great.
We played
Loved
that
it.
at Ian's bachelor party, or not bachelor party, the night before Ian's wedding, didn't we?
Oh, I think we might have.
At
A little
Cody's
bit,
house. Yeah, I forgot about that. Hyrule
Yep,
Warriors
yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah. What else did I play on the Wii U? I actually I bought the last game I'll probably buy for the Wii U. I got the new Paper Mario game, and I have a lot of problems with that game, but it is so adorable and engaging and funny that I couldn't stop playing it.
Okay.
So it's got a few redeeming things. Splatoon, that's a good one. Splatoon was
That's
a
one
great game.
I've seen you play quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was super awesome. I played the hell out of it until I plugged my external hard drive into my computer like an idiot, and it erased all my data. But up until that
Oh,
point, that game
it
was a
formatted
blast. Yeah, it just the little like pop-up window came up asking, "What do you want to do with
Oh.
this?" And I was like, "Nothing." and I plugged it back into the Wii U, and it was like corrupted.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it was a bummer. But Splatoon was cool because it was like Nintendo's take on a core shooter game, and it didn't have voice communications, and it didn't have like I don't think there was even party functionality at first when it came out, but they had some cool updates. They had a lot of content that they rolled out in a really weird way where it was like you didn't download it, it was on the game, but it wasn't available, and people loved it. People loved it. And it was so backwards. Like you would think if there was unlocked content and they just flipped a switch and you had access to it, people would be pissed. No, they ate that up because it was such a fun game.
Okay. Going back to the Switch for a minute, I'm wondering, what do you think? Do you think the Switch is gonna push, like, say, Xbox and PlayStation to have? I mean, PlayStation already kind of has the Vita and whatever, but like,
Oh, handhelds?
yeah, do you think it's gonna push them
Portability?
kind of to develop that ability more, or do you think they're gonna go in a completely other direction?
I think that they're definitely not going to go that way. I don't think they're going to go mobile. I feel like Nintendo is just really doing their own weird thing. And like it's super strange that they're trying to make their console a handheld device when their handheld consoles have been like carrying them so hard for so long.
Yeah.
Like 3DS is still an awesome system.
Yeah, it makes it almost like they're introducing a direct competitor to their
Yeah.
own product, but it's with
Yeah.
it's kind of weird.
It feels really weird, like they're muddying the waters. And it's not clear whether they want the Switch to replace the 3DS as a handheld or to just be another weird option.
Yeah,
Like I don't know what they're going for.
I don't know.
Another big thing with the Switch that I think will be important to its success is its online ecosystem. Like Nintendo's online biz has been bad forever.
That's true.
They don't have a PSN, they don't have an Xbox Live. They need that.
Yeah, they do need a way for people to be able to buy games online and just kind of support it. That I mean, they do kind of have a little bit of a marketplace, don't they?
Yeah, they've got the Nintendo eShop, so like you can buy games and stuff online, but it's not as their online features are not as robust as PSN. Like all their voice chat options are super weird. I've never even like used them beyond like testing it out with Cody and being like, this is really effed. And like there's stupid issues like Smash Brothers. When I play that, I'll play the match, will be super laggy, I'll get disconnected, and then because I disconnected from the match, it won't let me join again for like 5 minutes, and then at that point I'm like, I'm just gonna play something else.
Yeah, that's just not worth it at that point.
No.
That sucks.
Yeah. So they've definitely got to up their game there, but we'll see.
So I guess the real thing that's going to come down to it for me is, I mean, Nintendo's gonna, at least for a while, probably maintain a place on the marketplace. But the question is, are they gonna stay a niche, or is the Switch a revolutionary thing? Is that actually gonna change the industry?
Maybe this is the real revolution.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Switch is going to shake anything up, but I can definitely see it drawing a bigger player base than the Wii U did. I feel like the Wii U branding and marketing was just really bad. Calling it the Wii U, people thought it was the same thing as the Wii, of course. And there's just like no promotional anything for it, I feel.
I think the big one problem I know Nintendo has had is when you need to get a third-party controller to replace the controller that comes with the console because that controller is so shit. That's an issue, and that's where like the Wii Pro controllers came in that were just freaking Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
Remade into Wii controllers. It was so
pretty much.
It was so weird. Like
Nintendo has always been the weird controller company forever. The Wii U has like, it must have like 16 official controllers. I swear.
It's ridiculous. Who would buy that many? Like, I don't know.
Not me. But yeah, that's another interesting point is the Switch with its the controllers that slide off for like multiplayer. That brings up the question of how many people can play on a single Switch console together. Is it just 2 people?
Yeah, I hadn't actually thought of that.
Because like couch co-op, obviously is kind of dying off as time goes on. But they
Unfortunately.
definitely showcased in their little reveal of the Switch, like two people playing Mario Kart together. And so that's cool, but then you're limited to just like, what is it, like a D-pad and a button D-pad and maybe some shoulder controllers or shoulder
Yeah.
pads.
Yeah, it doesn't seem. I don't know.
I would just hate to like have to buy a second Switch to play games with like Andrea at our house.
That would suck.
Yeah.
That's what people kind of have to do if they want to play. Like, if you wanted to play, for example, one big thing is, I mean, I remember we used to screen Halo. Like a lot, we had that gaming club after school. We would split screen Halo, and you can't do that on Halo 5.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ian says he's getting on Skype right now. We might be able to add him.
Okay.
So let's see. Oh God, the menu
One
is now in
second
front of your
here.
face. The menu is now in front of your face. People are gonna see everything. Let's see if this works. Oh God. It just muted everything. Skype just muted you.
No, I muted me.
Oh,
It's
you
fine.
muted you. Okay.
Yeah.
Ian's
Yeah.
not
Is
online.
that Ian?
Yeah, he's not online though. Apparently.
What a chump.
It says he's in the call, but it says he's not online. And it
He's
also,
here. He's just not here.
It also totally broke the way I had everything set up because I thought it was gonna set him up in a separate window, and it didn't. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. That's why I wanted to. Had my computer not almost fucking died, I wanted to do a test call.
Do a test,
So
yeah.
I could get everything set up the way I could have it, like I wanted it set beforehand.
Nah, dude. Trial by
Clearly-
fire is way better.
Pirate boarding party. Oh snap! Black Pyre TV. Thank you very much for the host and the raid. Well, host. I give. Never
Arr.
mind. The raid. What's up, everybody? Warlock, Buddha,
Pirates are good.
Prince Panda, Eli. How's it going,
Ninjas.
dudes?
Nobody likes ninjas.
Nobody likes ninjas.
Mm.
I don't know. How's everybody doing tonight? There's the host. Holy damn.
Oh shit.
Panda Prince Eli. Did I read it wrong? Did I did fuck up?
Did you?
Probably.
Probably.
The way tonight's gone, yeah. It's supposed to be
Classic Tim.
supposed to be 3 co-hosts of this dealio. We only got the 2. Buddha with the host as well. Thank you very much, Buddha. How's everyone doing on this fine night?
Fine.
God damn. What were we talking about?
How reliable Ian is.
Shandy with the host as well. Yeah, Ian's so reliable. That's
Super.
Super reliable. What's
Um,
dude? What's going on, Blackfire? Holy hosts, Batman. Everybody, thank you so much for coming by. We really appreciate it. Hi, Shandy. I'm just waiting for, like, a lot of times when we get hosted, the alert, it's there. It breaks, and it'll, like, freeze. So a lot of the times we wind up with Patrick Stewart just making this face right into the camera.
Just that.
Just that. Just gets stuck.
That's pretty
like
good.
that.
I mean, you should probably just have that base.
just leave it there forever.
Yeah.
Just never change it.
Never change.
Oh my gosh. So many hosts. God damn, guys. Well, we're going to be wrapping up here soon. We might go a little past 11 since tonight hasn't gone. I mean, we started late and tonight hasn't gone all that well, but I know you work in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get going pretty soon here.
Yeah, so we'll probably go for what, like another 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then call it there. Ian says he's coming, but
Yeah, he might carry the torch.
he might. I don't
He could
know.
just host the show on his own.
I'm going to
really.
have to, oh, see, there it is. It broke. The alert
Oh
box
my
broke.
gosh.
Patrick Stewart somebody followed and I didn't see it. Psycho Rain,
Wow.
Psycho Rain, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome
That guy.
to the stream. How are you? I did call the freeze, didn't I? I gotta fix it now.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, I gotta fix
Just
it.
put that over me.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it. Yeah. Oh, he's behind you. I can't put it
Yeah.
over you.
Well, you know.
I gotta, let's see. I'm just gonna reinitialize it real quick and that'll fix it. Hopefully, it didn't fix it. Oh, there we go.
That's fine.
Ooh, I broke it. Damn right you broke it. DYL, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Impressive.
Welcome to the stream, everybody. So, this goddamn stream has gone, this podcast stream, whatever we want to call it, has gone so well.
10 out of 10, but like a bad 10 out of 10.
While setting up for it, my computer just stopped working. 1 out of 3 co-hosts is missing. We didn't get to test, and I didn't get to set it up properly, so everything's gonna break when we get the third guy in here. This is the third host. You got Patrick Stewart. You damn
Boom.
Skippy hippie.
Captain.
Oh, the captain. Oh, that'd be so great. You know what? I was gonna do the thing with the trailers. I never did. I totally forgot.
No, you totally forgot about that.
And just another day in the stream. My job isn't done unless I broke something. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, Warlock. That is your lot in life. That's my lot in life. Things just break. That's why I'm here to
to break things.
To done goof up and to break things. That's what I do.
That should be your tagline for your channel.
I done goofed and broke things?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no, that should be it. Like Valiant 13. He's just here to break stuff and goof up. Let's see if E's on yet. It's gonna. I don't know how to not do it that way.
Makes sense. This would probably be way easier in VR.
Yeah. Yeah. It probably would be way easier in a million ways. Screw it. Everybody's gonna know Ian's name. Sorry, we couldn't connect.
Don't
to
tell.
Skype. It's trying to log me into Skype.
Aren't
the
you
second time.
in Skype already?
I am. Just so everybody can see what's happening here, just the amount of shit show that this is. Oh, no. The amount of shit show that it is not showing the right display either.
Good job. Good job. Proud.
It's trying to log me into Skype again, and we have an infinite stream now. Infinite streams!
Infinite beards.
Yeah, infinite beards. That's what it was. So, I don't know what's happening. See you later, Panda! Thanks for hanging out. First problem
Bye.
was using Skype. Agreed. I need to find something. We should just do Discord.
Discord.
Next time. Yeah, we should just do... But then we can't have your face. We can't have your beautiful beard on the... I mean, it's going to be a podcast anyway.
You could get a picture of me. I'll send you a picture of my beard.
Yeah, just your beard.
Yeah.
Nothing else. You know what?
Yeah.
You send me a picture of your beard, and I'm actually going to crop everything else out and delete it. We're just going to have just that floating facial hair. Maybe I'll even put it on my face. I'll just seal your beard.
That would actually be pretty cool to see.
I don't think it would. It wouldn't move with me. I move around a lot. It would just be like here, I'd be hiding behind your beard, be looking through your mouth hole. It'd be strange.
There's a way.
There's a way. Where there's a will.
You just gotta not goof up.
There's a way. Curse has video chat now? Really? I did not realize that.
Curse is...
I haven't used Curse in a while. Might have to
I
download
don't
Curse
like curses. I don't think I would ever accept a curse willingly.
Justin?
Yes.
I'm making you go away because of that. You're off the stream now.
That's fine.
So I can.
You're gonna lose a lot of follows right now.
Yeah,
I'll tell
right.
you that.
No, so I can. Ian says he's getting online, but he's not here. So.
Yeah, he's a liar. Fans of Tim, please unfollow him now.
Yeah, true. You know, if you followed the stream, just unfollow, quit.
Just quit while we're ahead.
It's never gonna get any better than this.
This is the triumph.
This is the high point. Everything else is just a major shit show 24/7. This is the least shit show that it ever is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, his beard game is on point. You damn Skippy hippie. I regret shaving off the rest of my beard because now I had to be here with Justin. So now I just have my mustache and goatee, and I just feel ashamed. I
have a good beard story that'll make you feel better.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear your beard story.
Staying out downtown, walking around with Justin Holmes and the guys.
Were you walking
and
fast?
Holmes had a bit of a beard going, like probably like a month's growth, right? Like his goatee. And we're walking around, and we hear all these girls in this car yell, and we look over, and they're like, "Hey, guy with the beard!" And Holmes looks, and he's like, "What?" And they're like, "No, the guy with the beard." And they point at me, and he just cried.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good moment.
Your beard puts Jesus' beard to shame.
I know. People always say that, like, "Oh man, you look like Jesus," and I'm like, "Nah, dude. If anything, I look more like Moses."
It'd just be like, it'd just say, "I'm prettier."
Yeah, I'm prettier. Lol.
That'll throw him off.
Yeah. Well, I gotta get going, man. I gotta go.
All
I
right.
ain't got time for this.
Yeah, you got to go to bed. You got work in the morning. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for helping me host the show, Justin.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
It was an excellent shit show. I look
Right.
forward to doing more shit shows in the future with you.
Yeah, hopefully next Thursday is a little more. Hopefully we have a little more direction, and Ian,
And Ian.
Yeah, and Ian, and then when Latham gets back stateside, we're gonna be adding him in too. So it'll be
Yeah.
four of us. Which
He'll be a good one to get in here.
No, please don't leave. He's got to work.
I know.
Now.
I'd miss me too.
All right. Well, we'll see you
All
next
right.
Thursday, Justin. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Oh, one last shot of the beard before he goes. And that broke again. So, yeah. I guess that's going to be it for the first Our Life in Pixels podcast. It went about as well as you could expect, being that I was involved. Thank you guys so much for the hosts and coming by and saying hello. I'll be back with a normal stream. With a gameplay stream in about 2.5 hours. Do you mind if I ask what the show will be about? It is a weekly gaming talk show. We're just going to be talking about basically games that are coming up, games that are coming out, movies, just nerdy things in general, just things that are going on. Tonight was supposed to be kind of like just mostly an introduction thing. We talked about the Nintendo Switch, our thoughts on it. We talked about what our game of the year picks would be. I think Justin and I both went with Overwatch. We talked about how we got into gaming, and it'll all be available on my YouTube page and on SoundCloud. And there's an embed for SoundCloud on my website. And yeah, so it's going to be a weekly, hopefully 4 of us talking about what's going on in gaming in general and pop culture and things of that nature. But yeah, with the us added in. Sorry I didn't see that before, Blackpire. I don't know how I missed that. Nice. I think so. We've wanted to do this for a long time and just haven't been able to work it out. And then this week I was like, fuck it, we're doing this. So, we did. We were not prepared. We thought we were ready, but we weren't. Chat can move fast. Yeah. Well, it wasn't even moving that fast. I just somehow went over it.
Oh, hi.
Jay
So,
Frey every day.
how
Thank
are
you very
you
much for the
holding
follow.
up?
Welcome to the
Because
Illuminati.
I'm a
Welcome.
potato.
Welcome to Our Life in Pixels. Yeah, so I'll be back. I'll probably be playing Elder Scrolls tonight in a couple hours. But that's going to be it for the podcast. Thanks again, guys. Thank you for hanging out. And we will... For those of you who are interested in the podcast, we'll see you next Thursday. For those of you who are interested in the regular stream, hopefully we'll see you in a couple hours. Who's ever prepared? Not this guy. Clearly, this is about as prepared as I got. This is the one part of the podcast that worked well, and that's the mother effing outro. Anyhow. Where's the 8-bit? There it is. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I love you. We'll see you soon. Bye! You know what? I moved this earlier, but it's supposed to be up there. It broke. Everything broke. We got it.